Hello.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Welcome back to Naughty Boy Fight Picks. I'm Tyler Jeffrey Dillashaw III.
And I'm Kevin Peterson. The end.
Fuck. I'm drunk.
And I'm Matt.
This is going to be hard. Where do you want to start? Well, sup, Aries? Oh, shit. It's young Aries from Harvard.
Cheer the boys.
Wow. In there straight away, brother.
In there, Gus.
Sure. We're out in Torquay, Matt's lovely new home.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us. Fuck, what to say? So, first ever Espn broadcast.
Yeah.
Some subtle differences.
Yeah. Some amateur components to it.
Man.
But overall, not like there are subtle differences, yeah? Not a whole lot.
Stephen A. Smith was not a subtle difference. Fuck. What up, babe?
Cheer the boys. What up, babe?
Cheer, brother. Yeah, I didn't like the inclusion of Stephen A. Smith, although he did make the salient point that once Alan Crowder started Greg Hardy striked him.
Fuck. You know what else?
What?
Ariel Hawani couldn't get a word in. He's sitting there like a little brother. Ariel Hawani. Bro, you're drunk.
John Anik. Do you mean John Anik?
John Anik sitting there couldn't get a word in. Too much chatter.
Yeah, no, because Stephen A. Smith, he's like, he's the crackhead of sports broadcasting. He's the guy, and you're just like, why do you think anyone cares what you have to say? Dude at the party that's mad
You're too
high.
tall. Piss off.
The fuck out of here. What else? Oh, so the broadcast still had terrible music.
Yeah.
I noted that didn't change. Just bad music all the way through still. So we know, and then, I don't know, that's kind of one of those things about UFC you can kind of appreciate. The bad music, you can laugh at it. Like, yeah, UFC has terrible
just
music.
along for the ride, eh?
Yeah.
Should we start at the end and work our way to the beginning?
I guess so.
Can you guys hear us okay?
Yeah, everything all good?
All good.
All two of you?
Shout out to our sponsors, Monster Energy Drinks.
Yeah, I need to scull a big can of Monster Energy. Me and Donald Cerrone's baby, that's in danger. What up, babe? Saying, yeah, he looked like he got super pissed when he started getting trash talked. Yeah. Fuck, man. Oh, we'll get to that fight when we get to it.
And then motherfuckers can watch it back anyway.
Yeah.
Fucking Peterson. Thanks, son.
Oh, so we're starting there?
Yeah, let's start at the end and work it, and then go back to the beginning, work our way back, because I'm still upset. Yeah. I was really looking forward to that fight, and that was a really premature ejaculation from the event. And it was, and like they showed the replay quite a few times. Some of those like short range flurries that Cejudo threw that kept knocking TJ back down, they weren't too dissimilar from when he pushed him down. And yeah, he had taken some shots, but we're talking about the fucking main event on the card.
Yeah.
And there needs to be some leeway, some flexibility in terms of allowing the fight to play out a little bit longer, especially when you've got champions involved.
Yeah.
And for me, that was a premature stoppage for a prelim fight, let alone a fucking main event.
We've seen TJ take shots from Cody, get knocked down, come back and knock Cody out.
They weren't big shots, man. Like they weren't big shots that Cejudo was putting on.
Cody's a big puncher.
Fucking A. Off balance. If your center's off, and your equilibrium's out, and you're getting hit with fucking rabbit punches at 3 million miles an hour, it's hard to regain your balance.
Yeah.
And that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
And he jumped in while TJ had a post. So he had his elbow and his forearm posted, was trying to get back up. That's not a guy who's not defending himself, he's trying to stand up.
Well, I think it could, in saying all that, it could be safe to say that Dillashaw's ability to take a shot was compromised by the weight cut because Cejudo's not a big puncher.
But which shot are we talking about? You know, like because he pushed him down to the ground. You got to remember.
But then he got up and he blocked the head kick, but I think it still had some effect.
Yeah, they still
punch and dropped him. So I think like TJ's ability to take a shot was affected by the weight cut.
I'm sure it was, but like he didn't get to. He wasn't afforded an opportunity to keep on, like to get back up and to, you know, to mount a bit of a counter to that flurry.
Yeah,
like that shit happens at the start of fights. You know what I mean? That shit happens. And I was really disappointed that didn't get to play out.
Yeah, I wanted to see them fight. But yeah, I mean, like Dillashaw's pissed. But
you're pissed.
Yeah, I'm pissed. Not as pissed as Dillashaw. But that, yeah. I mean, what do you think will happen now? Do you think they'll rematch them at 135?
Yeah, I reckon the rematch is coming now at 135, and
I'll still.
Enough controversy will come out of this. Like, wait for the press conference. You know what I mean? Enough controversy is going to come out of this that motherfuckers start asking for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If they rematch at 135, I will bet on TJ.
Hey?
For sure.
You bet on TJ?
If they
100%.
Rematch, yeah.
100%. What happens to the flyweight division now? Does anyone care? I care. I care, Dom TZ.
Is that your friend, Dom?
Yeah.
What up, Dom? Well, yeah, people asking about the flyweight division, what's going to happen. They just signed Joe Benavidez, who is like one of the smaller flyweights. They re-signed him for 4 fights. Joe B can't fight at 135. He'll get fucked up at 135.
Fuck, if there were any doubts as to a flyweight fight can be entertaining, like you only need to go back a few fights in that card and watch Benavidez versus Ortiz. Like that, it's the first division. But I love fucking watching that shit. Like MMA scrambles, MMA grappling, MMA wrestling, mixing with striking. It's fucking entertaining.
We're saying during that fight that that there's like the flyweight division is the best division for the audience to learn how exciting the grappling and wrestling and MMA is, because there's never any stalling. It's just like constant jockeying for position, scrambles.
There's one particular fight. Fucking Tim Elliott versus Danger Mouse.
Yeah,
like
Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse. Dang, versus Danger Mouse.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse. Fuck.
Like that, like scrambling and flow and explosiveness. Fuck, you can't replicate that in any other division, and it's like missing.
No.
Anyway, fuck you.
Dom says Joe B always going to have a job as long as his missus does.
That's true. Unless Rampage Jackson has anything to do with his missus.
What up, B says, I like the flyweights and Kai's there.
He is
there. And Kai can fight 135 too. I guess, that was a concern when he came in. And before he even made his debut, there was all this talk of the flyweight division being scrapped. And then, but with Kai, I'm confident he can fight at 135 and still do his thing there. But
especially if he keeps eating at the pub. I saw he's in a pub in Kingsland this afternoon.
Yeah, well, they host like the fights there and
eating kurma chips with fucking aioli sauce or some shit.
Yuck. Why is that a thing? Kurma chips with aioli sauce is some bullshit. It's never good.
Well, that's a Kai.
We're going to go down to the bottom of the card.
Yeah, to a chance encounter.
Chance encounter
versus young Cole Stewart.
What happened? He just got that RNC real early, with one hook in.
Fucking little fly on my minga. Someone's knocking on the door. Do I answer it? Or do I just sit here and pretend that no one's knocking on the door?
Don't answer it. You can't.
You can't answer it, can you? We're live.
Is that actually someone knocking?
Is someone knocking on the door?
Do
you reckon it's Keith Peterson?
Could
saying,
be.
why do you keep saying me? I had nothing to do with that fight.
Keith Peterson.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Young Chance.
Where's unemployed Mario Yamasaki when we need him? What do you got to say about this? They came out swinging, eh? I was like, oh shit.
Came out swing. Well, Kyle Stewart planted one end of a stick and balls really in the fight. Like you've got the Southpaw to Orthodox matchup. You know, it's not an uncommon thing to have, especially when Chance was kind of leaning off to the side as much as he was.
Like he'd hooked to the foot just behind the ball sack.
Behind the helmet.
And as he withdrew, he just perhaps
copped 90% knob.
Strained a tendon, a ball sack tendon, which can you imagine?
I can't imagine that.
How painful that is. Keith Peterson the guy from Blink 182? I think he is, yeah.
I think he is. That's the guy.
I guess this is growing up, eh?
Well, Chance pushed him up against the cage after he came back from the groin strike. He's obviously got some good wrestling, this guy. Yeah, Phil Davis in his corner. By the way, up in Brisbane on ACB card, I sat in the spa pool with Phil Davis. That guy's got enormous feet. Yeah. So it was, I think it was you watch it back, he pushed off with a single leg pushed off with a leg, sat back down, got the crab ride, took his back. Are you loving it, cunt?
Cox says shout out to David Blaine.
Joe, the boys jumpers in the wash. The thing I like about this finish is as the great that he went from, he had that as Cal Potter would say, you want Karen.
Yeah.
He went from the Wolverine grip from the rear naked choke. Wolverine extending the fingers to the Captain America grip to get the finish, but with one hook in. This is what I do to Dom TZ every time we train together. Just piece of cake sometimes. So I just stick the third hook in, and we just go from there.
For the people in the chat, check out Dom TZ's probably looks exactly.
Or Ben Stiller. What do you want? I'll still put the third hook in. Next fight: Jeff Neal versus Bilal Mohammed. What do you reckon about this fight, Uncle Todd?
You're taking charge, eh? Because I can't be trusted. What I have here, I had Neal taking the first round, not by a great margin, but Bilal started kind of slow, which surprised me. I thought he'd come out and he'd throw the leg kick a lot. But he looked kind of wary of Neal's left hand, which you fucking would be too. Second round, Bilal started up in the volume. It looked like Neal. But man, just the speed of that cross from Neal and the timing, so I think for the most part, Bilal won the fight, but Neal just kept popping him with big shots and the fight, he was never out of it. Yeah. That dude has so much heart, but he took some punishment, man, and he was still scrapping right up until the end. He was pushing it and you gotta love why anytime Muhammad's fighting, you'll want to fucking watch, because that dude has no quit. Unlike T. Edwards.
Yeah, and Kevin Peterson. Look, for me, for me, Jeff Neal, it was kind of like he had two dimensions, and that was like the left hand from southpaw position. There's a couple fucking animals walking through my
tuck it out,
and his power. But Bilal Muhammad had a much more rounded game. Like there's more dimensions to his boxing, to his kick game out of the clinch. I thought like when he first started out, he was setting up those takedown attempts real nicely by level changes, but also by faking his entries with his front foot. A lot of guys fake off the hands or fake off the shoulder or the hip. He was faking off his front foot, which I thought was pretty good. I think one of the biggest differences in this fight was the period of about 60 to 90 seconds after a wrestling exchange for Bilal Muhammad, where he looked he looked really flat-footed, and he would stand in front of Jeff Neal after he got off a combo, which allowed Jeff Neal to counter back with the left hand, and that was kind of it.
There was clear periods, right, where he was using movement and evading Neil's counters and shots, and but there was clear periods where Bilal was moving, and then where he wasn't, and he was getting tagged. What can?
I don't know.
What up, baby? Bilal Mohammed can get a job as a French Montana.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's hilarious.
I saw that sneak up.
I was trying to I was watching that fight and I was looking at him. I was like, who does this motherfucker look like? It's French Montana.
Yeah, French Montana. If someone said to you in between rounds, if you don't start doing something now, I'll rip your fucking face off, would that inspire you to?
Maybe I'll turn around and punch my cornerman.
Yeah, maybe.
That seemed harsh.
I thought it was untoward.
Maybe it was what he needed to hear.
Maybe it was. Next fight, T. Edwards, T spelled T-E. One consonant, one vowel. Edwards versus Danitas Bermudez.
Story of this fight, T. Edwards he doesn't have any heart or gas tank. I can't figure out which or whether it's both. But in both his UFC fights, so he came into the 6, finished everyone in the first round, and any adversity, he just appears to crumble. Yeah. And that happened again.
Yeah, it happened again. What else to say? At the start, I thought T. Edwards was like, and what are you up to, Jay? Broke his arm the other day trying to spin kick off the couch.
Do you want to show the folks at home your arm?
What are you going to show? The microphone or the back hand? Show the camera, Jay. Your hand. Yeah, the boys. Spin kick off the couch. So I thought T. Edwards, like out of the clinch at the start, he was setting up that head kick really nicely. He was faking that single leg attempt and coming through with the uppercut.
Looked like the much better fighter, right?
Well, yeah, it looked like he certainly had the the tools to knock Bermudez out. But yeah, when Bermudez started getting off on his shots and kind of settling into some wrestling positions that didn't look like they were persisting through some positions that didn't look like they were going to be advantageous for him.
Marley was just like he was going
Are you finished?
Yes.
So he was getting into some positions, getting the single leg, but then sitting in like a lay or pray position. And when he started persisting through those and old no heart, T. Edwards started kind of rolling over and just kind of accepting them. That was the fight. Fuck, what do you do?
And then,
sorry,
there was a few takedowns, right, where you're like, sometimes, I can't tell, and it looks like he just fucking like give up in the battle of that takedown. And then there was one where Bermudez was in on it, fell to his back, and there was no pressure on him. Yeah. And I was like, he's giving up those takedowns.
He gave it up into the Bermuda Triangle. I also thought Dennis, he's fucking retired now, so what do you do? But I thought his hands looked really good. Like, he was he was hitting it with as opposed to the power shots of T. Edwards, he was hitting with really light kind of flurries but nice and long at the same time, which allowed his wrestling to come in behind it. What do you do? Retired, see you later, 17 fucking fights or something.
But there were periods of that fight, right, where you were like, I think Bermudez should keep it standing for a little bit.
Yep.
Because Edwards is clearly worn out.
Yeah.
Beat him up a little on the feet, then shoot the takedown again. And just,
Bob's your uncle.
I think so.
Is he your uncle? Because then it's probably my uncle too.
Uncle Grant's our uncle. But let's not go into that.
Uncle Bob.
No, different.
Anyway, next.
Wait.
What?
Bermudez retirement. That was cool. It was cool to see a guy go out on a win.
Yeah, true.
A classy guy.
Yeah.
Long career. He's got wins over Max Holloway.
Yeah, hard out.
Jimmy Rivera. He's done some shit in his career. And it's nice to see. And he's only 32 as well. So it's nice to see a dude go out, know when to go out.
Yeah. And I'm your co-host, David Blaine.
Yeah. Fuck. Shout out to Joe Blakecock for his shout out to David Blaine. Hey, shout out to Michael McLaughlin for his shout out to Joe Blakecock for his shout out to
David Blaine. Mike. Michael McLaughlin.
Very nice. Next fight of the night, we had Corey Sandhagen against someone Batista. And my notes just say too fucking good. Sandhagen, that combo, man, the left rip to the body, followed by the leg kick, up with the jab. Fucking beautiful. And then man, Sandhagen's so good.
Sandhagen is so good. Sell a beach a bag of Sandhagen, I reckon.
Hagen, I think
Hagen,
is the correct German pronunciation.
I know. I usually don't like that kind of long and open style, but he sells it. He sells it really nice. He's kind of like a TJ factory second when he's not getting knocked out. Oh, he's not getting fucking TKO with bullshit rabbit punches. The jumping knee was beautifully timed. And I like the way he kind of strung those kind of machine gun submission attempts together at the end with that kind of fucking go fuck yourself BJJ game. It was nice because Mario, how do you say his surname? Batista or some shit. Batista? The barista. Yeah. He had some nice like counter wrestling, but he just got done with some upside down fucking jiu-jitsu. And man, what do you do, Betty Boo?
Sandhagen's whole game at that age.
Shout out Jason Perry reckons shout out to Scott Coker and $300 win bonuses. Yeah. Wow. There you go. Shout out to that guy. Hey. Have you got anything else to say? Corey Sandhagen, holy shit.
Let's talk about Corey Sandhagen.
You talk about Corey Sandhagen. I'm not here to fuck spiders.
Who should he fight next at 135?
Kevin Peterson?
It's Henry Cejudo.
Yeah, damn.
Henry Donald Cerrone Cejudo. Yeah.
Was that a rhetorical question or?
Oh, fuck. Who was Sandhagen originally for this card? Because that was going to be, Rivera.
Damn, Rivera.
He was going to fight Rivera.
Yeah. I reckon maybe they should make that. What does What Up Bay reckon?
Almeida.
But
I fancy him against Rivera. Like, not to disrespect Jimmy Rivera.
Don't disrespect Rivera, bro.
I'll never disrespect Jimmy Rivera. But I think, man, Sandhagen looks so good.
Not with thousands of people watching.
I know. Not in front of, like, all the adoring fans.
TZ and his mum.
Do they watch together?
Possibly.
I'm
scared of his mum.
Shout out to Dom's mum.
Finuscus. Is that the top? Is that like the tension at the top of a pool of water that sticks to the side of the glass?
I've not heard, but I would believe it if you told me that
your
was
co-host, Diane Fossey.
From the
Gorillas in the Mist.
Man, next fight of the night bummed me out a little. Although I like Jojo Calderwood, even though Bruce Buffer called her Go-Go.
Was that the next fight? I thought it was Alonzo Menif.
Sorry. Yeah. I skipped. Look at your notes. Alonzo Menifeld, terrible taste in music. I think I wrote something about his. He came out to Lincoln Park.
Finuscus Moriera was the guy that came out with terrible hay fever.
Yeah, he was
and then had a fight stats that looked like there was some pigeons. There's that danger of pigeons fucking landing on him and shitting all down his back.
Vinicius Morada looked like he'd been coached stand-up by CM Punk.
His spinning kick is still making its way around as we speak. Frank Migliotta's already ducked out of the way and left the octagon.
Do you mean Dan Migliotta?
Yeah, Frank
his brother, Frankie Mergs.
His brother Frank just dodged out of the way of that spinning kick.
He's less tan, but he's still there.
It just bent the time-space continuum. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about...
Hello, Mum. I told you not to call me when I'm on the podcast.
This is probably the worst recap we've ever done. Not much to say about this. Murata could have won this fight. Because he can clearly take a punch and he's a grappling ace. And if he just hung in there a little more and not thrown spinning kicks that like go off to a 90-degree angle from where the opponent is standing, he might have won this fight. That was the dumbest shit since Chael Sonnen tried to throw a spinning back fist against was it Silva?
Yeah, it was Silva.
Yeah. This is dumb as shit. Yeah, fuck that fight.
Fuck that fight.
Shout out to fucking Minifield for coming out to Lynn Park was in 87.
I want Joanne Cordwell to mother me next time I have a cold.
She has the nicest voice for like being sick.
Yeah. So on the next fight,
she should make an app where she like the Joanne Calderwood app where she just says nice stuff to you. So if you're sick, you have the app and you just press a thing and she's like, "It's okay, sweetie." And then medicine makes you better. Shout out to Bruce Buffer for calling Jojo Calderwood Go-Go Calderwood.
Go-Go. That's a Instagram name, isn't it?
No, it's Joanne Jojo Calderwood.
Yeah, there you go.
Bruce Buffer.
I'm just trying to reply to some of these messages we're receiving on the instant message.
People hitting us up.
Someone's just getting at me on the Insta. Odd jobs. Oh yeah. Love this page and story today, lads. Most entertaining. Keep it up, lads.
Shout out Odd Jobs.
Keep your hands up next time, my J.
Down.
I
was hitting them in the body.
Right. Next fight.
Shout out to
Lipsky versus Joanne Calderwood.
I was bummed, man. Lipsky came out and she was blasting Go-Go Calderwood.
Some might say she came out like a vomiting dog.
Is that a thing?
It is now.
All right.
Let's make it a thing.
Yeah.
She stands very tall with her hands low, eh?
Yeah. And I think her inexperience showed, eh?
Yeah, she did. Right. When you're standing that tall and like you don't have any weight behind you, it doesn't allow you to sit down on any of your strikes, your punches, or your kicks. And I think that just allowed Joanne to stand in front of her and be comfortable that she wasn't going to get hurt after that kind of first 30 seconds of chaos played out. And they grappled and with Calderwood in top position for most of the first round. When it got back up to the feet, Calderwood was in control for the rest of the fight.
Yeah. I think what I have in my notes here, because Lipsky rallied a little. I think she came out in the third and like had some urgency about it because she looked gassed for the whole second. It was all standing. Yeah. And Calderwood kept like intercepting her. She tried to come in on a straight line. Yeah. So with the teep kicks, front kicks.
It was pretty easy for her.
Yeah. She made it look very effortless. And
one thing with Calderwood, when she got it down, like and she would chuck a sub attempt up, she didn't have any troubleshooting ability to negate with throwing up. Like she would just kind of stick at it and try and muscle it out.
BJJ.
No, it was pretty kind of one-dimensional, and like it wasn't an outstanding performance by Joanne Calderwood. It was just experience versus inexperience, you know.
Yeah, and she's got 3 wins at 125 now.
Mm-hmm. She called someone out after the fight, didn't she?
Yeah, Jessica I. Who Jessica I probably thinks she's too good to fight Calderwood because she thinks she's getting a title shot, which she may well do.
Fuck, how excited are you for fucking Calderwood versus Jessica I on a scale of 1 to 10? And in our next fight, we had Day Drinking Dawn.
Wow.
Wearing the fucking side-splitted Reebok cowboy chaps made famous by John Jones.
Versus Alex, the Kid, Hernandez. We're not calling anyone who calls themselves the Great anymore. No. We're making up new names for them. So Alex Hernandez shall now be known as Alex the Kid.
Forevermore.
Yeah. Jason Perry feels bad for the first person to go up against Valentina. Me too. Same. Everyone in that division is getting smoked by Valentina. They ain't a fight for her. Not a chance. You think Valentina took Nunes to her 2 toughest decisions. Yeah. And Nunes just smoked Cyborg. And Valentina's at 125. Yeah. No one's fucking touching her.
What do you do, Betty Boo?
Yeah. Drinking Don
Yeah.
came out, and I was like saying, I was like, man, Day Drinking Don looks old. He looks like he's had like a few too many years on the front porch drinking Budweisers.
Fucking throwing lassos at.
Yeah.
What's your problem?
Day Drinking Don looks like he's been like pouring a lot of Monster Energy drink into the baby bottle for young Dax in danger. And that's kind of his life now. He's got to like go in the kitchen, heat up a Monster Energy drink in the microwave, put in the baby bottle, nurse young Datsun.
Gone, son.
Does anyone else get surprised when you see that Donald Cerrone's corners all black guys because you think he's a racist because of his hat and his face?
And he likes Monster Energy drink.
Yeah, and dirt bikes and shit. And then you see all these black guys that like him and you're like, oh.
Joe Lakins, think Joanne trains with Rose in Denver. If I'm not mistaken. That high altitude training does wonders for their cardio as the fight goes on. I wish we'd been doing some training at high altitude for this podcast.
Same. Speaking of Rose and training, Trevor Whitman in the commentary booth. Rose's
big Whitman,
trainer,
True.
Justin Gaethje's
Young
trainer.
Trev.
It
was good, eh?
It was a good addition. I thought that was a nice touch.
Did he have anything to say about this fight? Because we haven't yet.
Can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Let's go. What do you reckon?
Well, after Hernandez came out and put the flames on him, bro, tried to light him up, get him moving backwards. Hadouken, Sonic Boom. Is he a Sonic Boom or like a...
I reckon a Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom.
You picture him in the army pants and the singlet, the tight wife beater.
Yeah.
Shout out to Greg Hardy.
Yeah. After that happened, there was like a real nice... exchange and where Cerrone changed some wrestling attempts together, and Hernandez tried to defend those and did quite well and got it back up to the feet. And it was kind of after that there was a bit of stalemate in terms of the exchanges. I felt that Hernandez started coming forward with single shots more than he had in the opening kind of bracket of the fight, and that allowed Cerrone to kind of get back on the bike and start putting some pressure back on Hernandez, and that's when Cerrone's at his best day, when he's moving forward. I don't know how many fucking times I said if Cerrone puts a head kick on the end of one of these combinations, it's good night nurse from Southpaw or Orthodox. Hernandez has a tendency, after Cerrone was throwing those long straights, to lean off to the left or the right, depending on what you're going to vomit.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Come out like a vomiting dog.
Depending on what stance he was, what do you do? I thought the key for Hernandez was to go to the body more, like from the opening bell, and he was, but he didn't stick to that game.
Yeah.
When he was throwing in volume to the body, Cerrone, that's when he got Cerrone moving back.
Yeah. As soon as Alex Hernandez ran out of youthful exuberance, then it was like, because it started off and you're like, Donald Cerrone is old, Alex Hernandez is young. And that's how it looked at the very beginning. And then it started looking like, oh, Donald Cerrone's his dad, though. And he can always beat up his son.
He can. Dads can always do that.
Yeah. Michael McLaughlin says Alex Hernandez was an enormous disappointment. I feel like I knew during weigh-ins with his Cosby sweater. I quite like that Supreme sweater he was wearing. But, a bit disappointed. Maybe Hernandez... He had two really, really good UFC performances for his first two fights, but I don't know, like, I guess Cerrone's just a much more skilled guy than the people he had fought previously. Jason Perry, Hernandez didn't have enough Monster Energy drink, which is absolutely true. Have you ever been to Europe, like touring music? There's Monster Energy drinks for days. Like your backstage will be filled with 100 cans of Monster Energy drink. And like, I hate that shit. So you'll try and resist as much as you can, but there will come a certain point where you wake up one morning and if you've had a big night the night before, and you got to hit like a. So you start off with like there's one that they kind of plug as like a fruit juice energy drink, and it doesn't taste like it has rat poison in it. So you start off with that one, and then you're like, oh, that didn't really do shit. Maybe I'll hit one of the kind of like the one with the fluoro lime green on the can. And then, then you're in there. Then you're like Donald Cerrone's baby. Which brings me to the point of, I wrote something down about Cerrone's baby. Did he actually say that the son's name is That's in Danger, or did I fucking mishear that? Because I wouldn't put it past him. Right? We're about to run out of battery, so Matt's just scrounging around trying to find like an extension for the charger. Hey, why don't we just move this? Any thoughts? Any big takeaways from like the first ESPN event?
No.
Were you disappointed John Jones wasn't fighting? You were disappointed? Who would you like to see John Jones fight next?
The girls.
The girls? No, that's Greg Hardy's job, buddy.
Excuse me, buddy. I need to talk some shit.
All right, welcome.
Hi, I'm your co-host, David Blaine.
And I'm your other host, Tyler Jeffrey Dillashaw IV.
Yeah.
Marley's pissed because we just kicked him out of the podcast.
All right.
His kid's name is Danger. You actually heard that. Oh yeah, no, Marley's arm wasn't broken 2 weeks ago. He broke it
3 nights ago trying to spin kick off the couch.
You know what's really bad? We're booked in. We're booked in to go to the winery for dinner, which we like a great deal.
Yeah, we make a huge amount of money off this podcast, which allows us to dine at the finest establishments.
Yeah, and so we're about to go. Everyone had got dressed. We're just like putting the final touches on everything. I think like tying the kids'
bow tie. I was trying to fix your bow tie.
I was like, does this go with my shoes?
I was like, what's the best way I can polish the turd?
And I was like, should I wear a cravat or not? And anyhow, then Marley starts swinging from the couches, breaks his wrist. You know it's bad because you can tell he's in a lot of pain because he's saying stuff like, I hate everybody. And whilst I was really upset, there was
You were very upset.
Yeah, I was. There was a moment where I was like, this has really ruined our dinner plans. I felt like a bad person, but I stated it later, and everyone else had also thought that.
So on our next fight.
It's good to tell a little story. Hope he's healing well. Thanks man.
Mike.
He's been a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
He's like, there's new wooden floors in here, and he keeps like purposefully sliding over in them.
He's in a plaster cast. So I went to the beach last night to walk my stupid animals, and he fell in the ocean twice.
Yep. He doesn't give a fuck about healing his bones.
Our next fight, Carl Robertson versus Glover Teixeira.
Yeah. Fuck Carl Robertson.
Started off like an erection and a pair of yoga pants.
Is that a saying? If not, it's a good one. So Robertson, like Glover shoots against the cage.
Yep.
Because Glover Teixeira is like, I don't think he's 39. I think he's 49. Robertson lands an elbow a la Travis Brown.
Yeah.
Man, we're talking about a lot of woman beaters today. And Glover drops. And then Robertson is like, oh, you know what? I'm the way faster, snappier striker. Let's do some grappling.
Yeah. It was certainly some poor decision making in there, like wearing yoga pants with an erection.
Fucking prick.
There's not much to say about this. It's fucking just disappointing, eh? Especially considering you lost units on it.
Yeah, so I lost money on this. But, yeah, is it good to see Glover win? Because now he's going to think he can have another fight, and it'll be against someone tougher.
Yeah.
And he'll get...
He's on a massive win streak, dude. He hasn't been beat much, eh?
Michael
McLaughlin says, I hope he's doing well. Yeah.
I responded to that 2 minutes ago, dude. But
I was being facetious.
oh, well, yeah. Oh, okay, fuck. I had no idea.
It was a good joke.
Hey, how many people we got in here, man? Fucking millions. So this is going about as well as we could have possibly predicted.
Yeah. Like ESPN Plus.
Should we move on to Ostovich and Paige Van Sant? A few things to note about this. Ostovich reckons that God came to her in a dream and told her she should be on this card, which is how you know God's not real, because she fucking lost. And then Paige Van Sant came out to the Beastie Boys. Sorry, once I met one of the Beastie Boys, the one that's dead now, and he was a prick. So that was my notes about this fight. Ostovich won the first fight with some savvy grappling. And then
This fight the first round.
the first round. You know what I mean. Yeah. What do you want to say about this one?
Well, Ostovich brought in her mum to be a jiu-jitsu coach.
Her mum and her dad and her brother. I'm pretty sure between rounds I heard her mother say to her, Rachel, you should be nicer to your brother.
Yeah.
But oh man.
Mark B. Well, Ostovich, every time she got her hands together and like with double under, she was able to take it down. It's pretty easy for her. And that was off. If you go back and watch the preview, it was off Paige Van Sant doing some thinking she was still on Dancing with the Stars and playing kick the can outside of her range. Yeah, Ostovich was just able to get that leg grip, get it down. But when she got there was just fucking nothing happening. Because why? Because she had her mum as a jiu-jitsu coach who wasn't able to provide her any troubleshoot. And even Paige Van Sant, when she went for that armbar, it was almost like a fortunate kind of allocation of her weight on Ostovich. That wasn't savvy technique or anything. That was her just falling in a shitty position for Ostovich, which had extended her elbows. Hey? Yeah. Paige Van Sant looked shit.
Yeah. This wasn't a great fight, and I guess we didn't think
good point.
We didn't think it was going to be a great fight either, so lives down to our expectations.
Yeah. What does Mark B reckon?
Any corner who has their mother, father, brother instead of a set of actual coaches, I immediately put units on Van Sant. Yeah, smart.
Touche.
Yeah.
I cornered Todd once.
Yeah, and we fucking won.
But I'm an actual coach.
Yeah, that's important to note. Who's a good father? Oh, Floyd.
Jake Matthews and his old man.
Yeah.
Go Australia.
Yeah. Floyd's flipped between his uncle and his dad.
Before his dad died, didn't he?
No.
Floyd Senior?
No.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace anyway.
I'm your co-host, Beck Rawlings.
For when he does die.
Yeah.
Let's just get it in early. Rest in peace,
Floyd.
Floyd.
Play this back because it's
Floyd Mayweather Senior. Man, what a guy. Should we move on to the next fight?
Yeah.
Big Joey B.
Yeah.
Versus Dustin Ortiz. Hey, I just want to say, yeah, the flyweights might look like little creeps, but goddamn, they can put on a good fight, hey? Dustin Ortiz is weird to look.
Justin Ortiz, a.k.a. Torso, a.k.a. the ironing board, a.k.a. the boogie board, a.k.a. the ankle waist.
He should call himself Dustin the Thorax.
A.k.a. butt drag.
Fuck. There was a point in the fight where Joe B kicked him in the ass, and I was like, that would have been a calf kick on anyone else.
They look like they live in your ceiling and just come down at night to help themselves. Come down in the middle of the night to help themselves to your crackers.
Yeah, well, if both of these guys probably are in retirement soon, hopefully they make the Borrowers part 2. And they can get some roles in that film.
Oh, fuck, what do you say? Benavidez got close with the standing guillotine attempt pretty early, and he pushed in on that. Looks like Dustin's been drilling some of that shit at practice because he was able to turn in.
Dropped him early too.
Dropped him early as well.
That big left hand.
He did. Benavidez, as opposed to their first fight, was loading up big power shots. He's pretty accurate with them. Whereas in the first shot, he's leading a lot to the body, coming upstairs with the high kick. We didn't see any of that. I thought throughout the fight, Ortiz was closing too much space with his long weapons, and he was getting into Benavidez' game where you could. There's an argument to say Benavidez was the best grappler and has the better grappling, but Ortiz probably has the better kind of wrestling foundations, and I think that kind of played out because where does wrestling take you? To the ground. With Benavidez, better. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, curious fight though, because I think the first fight, Joe B had the advantages in the striking and the grappling, and he did again, and I gave all 3 rounds to him in this fight again, but I think it was closer. But he was less keen to use his striking in this fight. He appeared to be in the first one, and a few notable things like Joe Benavidez, like his most common style of attack and striking is he will like march forward and blitz his opponent, and that's when he scores on the feet, and he did none of that really, and just in a couple of exchanges, and it still like gave all 3 rounds to him. Closer fight than last time though. Ortiz has improved. Joe B is getting older. And
what do you do?
Yeah, that's that. Fun fight though. It
was a good fight.
Just very close and scrappy.
Yep. For real.
Props to both those guys.
Shout out to Mark B, who reckons Hernandez Cowboy got fight of the night. Cowboy Cejudo got performance, 100K for Cowboy. Cheer the boys. Cowboy's going to spend 99,000 of that on Monster Energy drinks.
I hope so.
Decals for his ute. Dana's mouthing off about the rent at the moment.
Yeah, because Dana wanted, but fair enough, like valid, but also they wanted TJ to beat Cejudo.
Kevin Peterson's going to go live on the ceiling with fucking Benavidez and Ortiz.
Dexy says Joseph had good game plan. And even DC said it was a wrestling clinic, and it was, and that's the type of fight I'm more interested in. I was like, yeah, and like I think we were talking about it before, that at flyweight, the wrestling and grappling is never a stalemate. They're constantly moving, constantly jockeying, scrambling, and it's great to watch that shit in that division.
Fucking A. What have I got? I've got a couple notes here. I said when Benavidez led to the 8 foot of Ortiz's exposed body, came back up top with his hands. He was very successful. Came out in the third. That body triangle was probably the key to controlling Ortiz near the end. How can you get rid of this fucking division, eh?
Well,
straight up.
Weird.
Should we have a yarn about the Medeiros fight, Gillespie?
Yeah, not much to say. I think you could simply just say that Gregor rode Yancy Medeiros like a bull for 3 rounds. And that was it. Like, Yancy had some scrambles, but he never got Gillespie off him. That was a tough fight. And I thought a fucking good stoppage too. I thought a lot of refs wouldn't stop that fight, but he was just getting fucking like...
That position sucks.
Yeah, and it was getting worse and worse. Yeah. And that second round towards the end, Gillespie was opening up with some ground and pound, some strikes, and it was just getting worse and worse.
I was kind of surprised to hear DC at the start of that fight when Gillespie was making Medeiros carry all his weight, letting him get back up, taking him back down, saying that was Gillespie doing the hard work. That's so much harder for Medeiros.
Yeah.
And he was just making him carry his weight 100% of that time. It's fucking exhausting, man. Yeah. It's like Medeiros looked like a fucking Doberman puppy trying to get a bucket off his head for 3 rounds. Like that's hard work. Gillespie put on a fucking clinic, man. That dude's a beast. Yeah. And we didn't get to see his hands and shit, which are great.
Yancy landed 1 strike in 10 minutes of fighting.
That's not very good.
Gregor Gillespie from now should come out to Pony by Genuine. I think. Yeah. Speaking of DC again, did anyone else feel like DC had a bit of an off night tonight?
I felt like he had an off night.
He didn't seem super enthused. He wasn't as fun as usual. Like, he's usually my favorite commentator. So, with a bomber.
felt like it off, not
He needed Joe there, to hit him up about like if you
DMT.
Have you ever tried DMT?
Yeah. What was his going? Dexys. Yancey has one strike bullfight. DC sounded like a cornerman for everyone. You should hear me.
Yeah, and that's a good point though. I think like DC concentrated on one fighter per fight, where usually what you really like about him is
impartial.
he's very impartial. Like you heard him commentate a John Jones fight where he like did a real good job of it.
Yeah.
The OSP Jones fight. And tonight, he would kind of focus in on one guy
and kind of get stuck, in tunnel vision. Yeah, there's a couple times I was like, dude, what are you fucking talking about?
Joe, that's a good point. Joe makes deer in the headlights. ESPN threw DC off, perhaps.
Could have, yeah.
Well, he's probably like, as he comes up to retirement too, he's got a lot riding on this commentary shit.
Right or die.
And now that it's ESPN, because he could go and commentate other sports. He's that good. So he's probably like
first. If he knows something about him.
Yeah. Well, Stephen A. Smith's like working on the fucking UFC. Yeah, I don't know shit about that.
Yeah.
I think DC was low-key solely that Stephen A. got some time. That Muppet seemed like just as shocked as DC that he was even there. He did it, but it was fucking terrible.
And then fucking Greg Hardy and Crowdy waltzed into the fucking octagon. Amateur hour. Man. What a fucking crock of shit this fight was. My God. And we knew it would be.
What a colossal fuck up by the UFC. Because what they were banking on was Hardy comes in, knocks Crowder out early. It's exciting. It looks savage. He has that steam behind him for all the wrong reasons. And Crowder used a little bit of like head movement without countering it and managed to survive the first round. Second round, maybe it was his mum or cousin or, I don't know, stepdaughter in the corner.
Ostovich's mum.
Yeah, told him, hey, when you slip those shots, throw a counter. And then he began to do that in the second round. Fuck, this was bad. And
he was able to see those Hardy shots come in 30,000 years ago like they're fucking tribal tattoos.
Oh, shit. That's what we wanted to concentrate on. So
let's not talk about this fight because it was the amateur hour.
Yeah. But
let's talk about where the origin of tribal tattoos and how they both came to be in 2019 with the same stupid tribal tattoos.
Yeah, and we were asked a question about this and I had a pretty solid theory. So I think way back before
the dawn of man.
Yeah, before the dawn of man. There was a man though, somehow. Before
one guy.
Just one dude hanging out in a cave, fella. And he happened across a can of Monster Energy drink, right? Oh, to this point, all he'd eaten was wild hog, and had been out there like building a log cabin inside his cave. Yeah, he learned about the bad berries, the good berries. Anyhow, he comes across this can of Monster Energy drink, the like real hard out one
He said to himself.
Yeah, he'd never seen fluorescent green, let alone on a can of drink. So he sculls it back, and then he's like high.
Glug.
He's high as fuck, and he like sees a sharp stone
full of guarana.
He's like, man, this Monster Energy drink makes me feel creative, and he just starts etching some shit on the side of the cave, and that's where
tribal tattoos were from.
That's where they come from, I think.
Probably. So how did Greg Hardy and Clem Crowley? What's that motherfucker's name?
Alan Crowder.
Clem Crowder. How did they both come and have the same stupid tattoos?
I don't know, but someone ought to go on Wikipedia and make an entry about my theory.
They should. Mark B reckons tangent. Well, we love tangents here at Naughty Boy 5 Picks. I know how much you guys love Jessica. Oh, hang on. Dana just said they picked her to fight shift. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, well, that's...
Did he?
I guess she kind of deserves it, but it's like the situation... It's even worse than Anthony Smith versus John Jones. It's like, yeah, well, I guess that's the next contender, but they're going to get a hard in.
I'm real excited for that fight.
Dexy says that fight looks like an amateur fight, but Crowder had a good plan, exhaust Hardy, and he did, and Hardy got annoyed because he didn't go down and got KO'd.
He did it because he's a shit cunt. I'll say that's why he did it, because he was losing and he couldn't fucking bear it, and he looked for a way out, man. That's why he did it.
Yep.
A stupid goatee.
Man, that is like besides
that guy's zero business being in there.
And I just think like, hey, you're a woman beater. Don't draw more attention to yourself by having the worst goatee in the fucking UFC.
Yeah.
You sack of shit. I hate Greg Hardy.
You look like a cartoon character of fucking devil from 1920s.
He's not doing himself any favors. He's a woman beater. He fucking sucks at MMA. He's garbage. Yeah. He's real bad.
Worse as a person.
Yeah. He's fucking terrible.
What are we talking about this fight? We're not going to fucking talk about this
Hardy is a bum, yes. Yeah, we did talk about Lipski. Yeah, I thought Lipski might be a contender, and that's why she was in there. But she's 24. I think she's got some maturing to do, and she needs some more experience.
She's been on a big show over there in Poland, man. If anyone's seen the crowds they chuck up there,
crazy. Yeah,
that's a big show. But the level of competition in the women's division is to be decided for. The men's division's good over there.
Yeah,
but the women's division's a bit crumb. But we might not have talked about it. We're just sobering up slightly. Yeah.
You know what's worse? The worst thing about the Hardy fight, they'll match him up again. Probably in a.
Can they really after that kind of blatant professional foul?
Yeah, actually maybe they won't.
It was malicious, man.
Maybe they won't. Jay says Lipski can punch me any day. Lipski is a babe, but I would prefer to focus on her skills as a fighter. Yeah, I think she'll come back. She's got some like natural talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe's talking about how Hardy went back to his corner in the first round. So gassed.
I'd like to refer to Mark B's point that today we got one step away from Hardy matching up with big dog Derek Lewis. That's true. That's the dream.
Fuck, maybe. So, you know how the UFC is like really, really devilish and cutthroat. Yeah. They might be like, okay, Hardy isn't an asset.
Yeah.
Hardy's not an asset.
Yeah.
Let's match him up with Derek Lewis. That'd be so good.
That would be pretty great. Maybe we're closer to it.
Man, I was bummed because when Crowder started talking shit to him, when Crowder was like, oh, he sucks, it took Crowder about 6 minutes and 30 seconds to realize, oh, this guy actually sucks.
Yeah.
And he started talking shit. And I was like, oh, man. And then Crowder was winning the fight. I was like, shit, this is so good. Crowder might knock him out, or he will definitely win, though, at this point.
He'll do something.
And then fucking
that minute.
Hardy ruined everything again.
So for those of you tuning in late, we've already talked about the Dillashaw Cejudo fight at the start of this podcast. You can go back, watch it again. But needless to say, I was very upset.
About, you were
the
upset.
Main event. So.
Oh, that's where, we've gone through the whole card.
Yeah, we're at the whole card. We're, unless you want to go back through all of them again.
Hell no. We've done a whole hour.
Yeah, somehow. Mostly because I spent 25 minutes looking for the charger for the laptop.
Fuck. Dixie says I bet against TJ and made quite a bit of money. Well, I would imagine so. And for one reason, before this fight, TJ lost. He lost every 5 fights. What?
Holy shit. How'd you grab that stat, dude?
Whoa. That's psycho. And not something I would bet on personally, but good for you.
That's quite. He's just reading the Matrix there, bro. You found a little glitch in the Matrix, my J. Yep. Anyway, we have some beers to drink,
some dinner to eat,
some people to see,
some dogs to walk,
4 feet on the street.
What are they doing?
What's next week?
Oh, so next week we got UFC in Brazil somewhere. Moicano versus Aldo and Assunção versus Moraes.
I'm a big Aldo fan.
Yeah, but I think Moicano is going to beat him.
Yeah. Get ready for the Brazilian reffing. Fucking A.
Man, I think that's overplayed, the Brazilian reffing thing. I don't think it's that biased.
Jump on Instagram, please, And give us a little shout, Naughty Boy MMA on
Yeah.
Instagram. We're trying to be responsive as we can on there. We're chucking up a few little stories. Naughty Boy MMA. And we'll be having a little yarn to you next week, no doubt. A little preview.
Yeah, and we'll get the Facebook page cracking this weekend too. Also,
yeah.
What Up Bear is saying Ty versus Hardy. That was on Twitter. Who the fuck's saying that? And Jason Perry is saying TJ called what? Called me on the phone. I wish someone would kiss me through the phone like that Soulja Boy song. Man, shout out Soulja Boy. I think he might be back.
He's not back.
All right.
Thanks to everyone for tuning in. It's been resounding.
It's been.
I am your co-host, Beck Rawlings.
I'm your other co-host, Terrence Jeffrey Dillashaw the 8th.
Yeah, the brothers.
Show the brothers. Shot. Yo, big soldier.